So SHOREKEEPER is out for a few days, and now I came up with some ideas on how to utilize her for your team. In today's video, I'll be showing the main focuses on her kit, as well as how to build her, and lastly, teamed she can help benefit your overall performances when it comes to the teams themselves. So with that being out of the way, let's go right into the video. So when it comes to her kit, the main focus on her is her intro skill, discernment, and enlightenment, as well as her resonance liberation, outer stellar realm, inner stellar realm, and supernal stellar realm. Each of these has its own unique buffs to support your team. For instance, our stellar realm, the outer variant, helps your team healing continuously until your next intro skill is active, which will then trigger inner stellar realm, which is gonna help your team's crit rate by 12.5% at the max cap, which will take effect for every 0.02% of SHOREKEEPER's energy regen. Once you switch out again and do another intro skill, you'll be introduced into the supernal stellar realm, and for every 0.04% of SHOREKEEPER's energy regen, your team will get an increase towards the crit damage of a maximum of 25% cap. So with her intro skill discernment, this will help your team's healing. In exchange for that, you'll cancel out your stellar realms, which will deal spectral damage and is guaranteed to be a critical hit and is treated as a resonance liberation effect, which is also going to be classified as your super intro skill. To put this in a more simple, differentiated manner, the realm outer stellar will appear as blue rings, and as you're within the ring's effects, you'll be active, and as a result, you'll be getting healing continuously. When it comes to interstellar, once when you do a switch, it'll appear as a purple ring, which when you are in the rings, your crit rate will be increased. And lastly, supernal will appear as a gold ring when you're in the ring, and your crit damage is increased by 25% of the max cap once when an intro skill was introduced before. Lastly, to capitalize this quickly, to do SHOREKEEPER's intro skill, more preferably her super intro skill, you can start with her liberation, and to do her forte circuit, follow up with a dash cancel right before the cube would make an appearance when she does the dash, and then follow up with her echo, fallacy of no return, and proceed to trigger an intro skill of another member and rotate from there till her intro skill is ready to be used, and repeat the cycle. So with all that out the way, let's build our SHOREKEEPER stats. For our 4 cost, you'll want fallacy of no return, having a main stat of HP percentage, with your substats being energy regen, crit damage, resonance liberation, and HP. And the last one can be anything, to be honest, though I would prefer it to be flat HP. Next, for your 2-3 cost echo slots, you'll like them both to have energy regen as their main stat, with the substats being pretty much the same thing as energy regen focus, crit damage focus, HP, resonance liberation, and a nice HP flat stat again. The last one could be anything, but I would prefer it to be at least at HP. And for your 2-1 cost echoes, your main stats will be HP followed up with the same stats as mentioned prior. If you don't have her weapon, you can run the variation as a substitute instead, but her weapon is recommended if I had to give my 2 cents regarding her weapon choice, since energy regen is her main focus on her build around her. When building her forte, you want to primarily level up your intro skill, resonance liberation, and her resonance skill, since those are the main focuses of her kit. All the others you don't have to worry about as much, but if you want to level them up anyway, you're more than welcome to do so. But I don't really see the point of that being necessary unless it's involved with her kit. The team she can pair well with is very large, since her kit can be beneficial in many ways. Pretty much all units can fit with her, and it's pretty much universal to the point where you could just put her on any team and it won't really make much of a difference, since she is going to buff the overall performance of your team regardless of who you switch into. Though if I had to make my 2 cents into it, I would like my team to at least have a Jinsei, Chun-Li, and then SHOREKEEPER as one of my recommended teams, since SHOREKEEPER will always find a way to help your team deal damage. So why not add Jinsei, since she's already a natural nuke, which will make her even more deadlier thanks to SHOREKEEPER's support prowess. So overall, SHOREKEEPER is showing a lot of promise, even at base kit. However, I do think that Chain 1 is your best bet, since it will cancel out your Stellar Realm from disappearing after casting your super intro skill. On top of that, SHOREKEEPER may have just outshined VERINA to some degree. However, I don't think VERINA is out of the count just yet, since now Tower of Diversity can be a little bit more easier to handle, with Shorekeeper being on one team as VERINA will be on the other team to balance out the buffs for each of their respective teams and their respective roles, knowing that they are semi-parallel to each other but in a different way, where Shorekeeper will be more of a support that buffs your team over time, and then you have VERINA who just buffs your team based off the HP in which they're missing, which is also pretty cool because in consideration she is the more aggressive type of healer, where Shorekeeper is more of the HP stat and will build up over time kind of healer. So she's not meant to do damage, but she does enough to where the team can just perform just fine. So that just about does it for today's video. I hope this video helped you out on how to use your Shorekeeper, and let me know in the comments on how you feel about Shorekeeper currently. And with that being said, this is your boy KeiZaro, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.